one that I kind of talked about is sitting in cash. We kind of talked about that earlier with clients that come in and sitting in cash. This is not financial advice, of course, but what we know historically, the stock market over time is a net positive. Yeah. And sitting in cash is not going to beat that. And so although there are periods of volatility, periods where things don't look so great, we're in a period of that right now, right? 2020, when we talk about periods of uncertainty where people don't know what's going on, we come back from those. And so I understand the idea and the emotion of wanting to go to cash or keeping extra cash. There are certain times where it makes sense, like, hey, I need to hold cash. I need to hold a little extra cash. I'm thinking about retiring, and I want to make sure that we have 1 to 2 years of cash on hand in case something happens. I completely get that. But having 90% of your assets in cash, that's a different story. Yeah. So cash holding is a big one that people don't really think about that would happen, but it's definitely something that still happens. And it's a tough mindset to overcome. Like I get it. I get it. There's usually good reasons people are sitting in cash. And so part of my job, honestly, is to understand that fear, help them overcome that fear, and continue to help them along that journey as things come up. Going back to talking to your clients, right?
Yep.
And so that's a big one. Also, not knowing the landscape of just investment opportunities. So a lot of people will say, oh, I'm invested in my 401k, and then period, crickets. It's like, okay, so how much are you investing? What percentage of your income are you investing? And they're like, oh, I don't know that. Whatever the company set me up for. Okay, what's the balance of your retirement plans? Oh, I don't know that either. Okay, so what are we tracking? What are we looking at? What are we trying? Is it to say, oh, you have it and that's the end? That's how it works? That's it? Or is that to do something for you in the future? Are you going back to the legacy plan? Are you trying to build a life for you and your family and your descendants potentially? And if you are, what's the number you need? Most people don't know what they need to live the life they want to live 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So if you're not doing that and you're saying, oh, I've got the accounts or I've got the cash flow, but I don't know how to make it work for me or the planning that goes involved for it, it's tough to really gauge or really plan around that. So those are two big things that I see that seem sometimes like, oh, that seems kind of obvious. But for a lot of people I actually work with a lot of first generation, college graduates, professionals in their field. So a lot of first generation attorneys or first generation Americans even. And so when you don't, and that kind of goes to my story too, and kind of why I connect with people like that, like when you don't have financial literacy taught to you at a young age or don't have the resources to be in front of people who are teaching those things, it's hard to know what to do once you start earning that money or start to get to that point of you graduate college and you start looking around. It's like, yeah, okay, so I did the rubric, I graduated high school, I graduated college, I got a job. What now?
Yeah.
Right? And so if you don't have those models, if you don't have someone telling you, if you don't have resources or people being able to be open with you about having those conversations, it's tough to navigate.
Yep.
It really is.